Hey guys, it's me, Tony, from all the Today in Nerd History videos and other stuff on Dorkly's YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed us playing Super Mario Run earlier. By us, I mean, of course, Jake Young over there.
Get that camera off me. I did not consent to
We'll see
this.
more Jake later. Hey guys, I wanted to do a Q&A today and like a behind-the-scenes tour of how we shoot the Today in Nerd History videos on YouTube Mobile Live, because I thought this is a fun opportunity for me to show you behind the curtain at our magical realm of video lists. I thought I'd like show you my desk and I'll show you where we shoot the videos. And at the end of the video, we are working on a new character for Today Nerd History and other videos. We are building a puppet today. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, we will show you what that puppet looks like. So this is my desk. Here, this is all you're doing, folks. This is the 1 million subscriber placard that we actually just got, that we hit 1 million subscribers like a year ago. Hey, Brazilian fan, I'm seeing the screen now. I'm not able to read that, Oscar. Hi, Runo Peterson. Christian Vega, you're asking when we're going to do more Pokemon Rusty. We actually did a live Q&A about that recently. Very soon. We have scripts that are being written right now, and we will be hopefully starting to animate those very early in the new year. For now, this is my desk. This is where I get everything done. I do my editing in Adobe Premiere. I do the graphics in After Effects. That's how I turn this marvelous video of myself in period Revolutionary War costume into a 4th of July Today in Nerd History from last year. I just had this GIF open on my laptop. I have it open all the time, just so, you know, I can motivate myself. It looks like some questions are coming in already, so I'm going to read a couple. Matt Hatter wants to know, what animation pad should I get? If you look over here, this is a Wacom Cintiq. It's the 12-inch. It's what I've been using for like years. It's super duper good. We use a bunch of Wacoms here. If you look over here, we got Andy. He's on a big Wacom right here. I'm poking him. And we got Jacob over here. You know these guys from Drawfee. If you haven't checked out Drawfee, you gotta check them out. And they both are on this big old Wacoms. So I got like the small version. I used to draw like a lot, and now I just draw a lot. So not as much as I used to. Let me see if I have any other questions. I'm going to hold on for a second. Somebody's asking if we're going to do a video on Yokai Watch, and I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry. I will admit it to you here. So the answer is yes. It's going to be a very bad video, but we're 100% going to do one. I'm going to open this quickly. It's not product placement, but this just showed up today, and I'm very excited. On Mondo, mondotees.com, I ordered something, and I hope it's what I think it is, and it is. I got the Over the Garden Wall soundtrack because it's gorgeous, and it's a very good show that I like a whole lot, and I'm going to go home and listen to this later. But for now, why don't I show you where we shoot the videos, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Somebody's sending them to my phone, so I don't have to read all the comments right now. So this is our building. It's very large. If you guys don't know, Dorkly and College Humor are sites that like to kiss. We're friends, and we all have the same desks. So this is our editorial staff. Some of them you may recognize from Drawfee or just being otherwise very good people. Some of them you may not recognize at all, but you should be friends with them anyway, because they're all very good. Over here is my favorite spot because it's the kitchen, where we get all the snack food and coffee you could possibly want, and you get seltzer, which is great if you're thirsty like I am. So, around this way is my domain, my area. It's the green screen room, and it's where we shoot like everything that we do. So, welcome to our zone. As you can see, we've got a giant green screen back there. We've also got the set of Today in Nerd History, because, believe it or not, the background behind me in all those videos is very small, and I am not actually very tremendous. You can see there's a little Tony right here, used for scale. Sean, what scale is this set built in?
1/12.
It's a 1/12 built scale, so this is a 1/12 of my size. I am 6 feet tall and 6 inches. That's 6.5 feet tall, so this set is built to contain my massive stature. I'm going to take a look and see if there are any questions from the audience currently. How long does it take for you to do a video by yourself? Asks ZOX Dragon, or XEOX Dragon? XO Dragon.
Triple X.
X Dragon. Triple X, the Return of Xander Cage Dragon, wants to know, how long does it take to you to do a video by yourself? That can range. Sometimes it's a very short amount of time. Sometimes it's a very long amount of time. We shoot them in here, and we usually shoot like 3 videos at a time, just because like when we get all the lights set up and everything, it's just easier to do them that way. So we try and have scripts ready ahead of time, and we like shoot them in just a few hours. But then there's finding all of the clips, and that's what takes the longest. Behind the camera today, we have Trendy. Trendy, if you want to wave or say hi.
What's up, everybody?
So Trendy helps me with all the video stuff. He edits a lot of what you see. He also finds a lot of the clips and comes up with some very good ideas a lot of the time. But editing can take like a day or 2 days, or if it's like a very long and involved video, maybe even 3 days. I've got another question. When will you continue your D&D Johnny Foreskin adventure? Asks Kevin Lafferty. Very soon. If you look under here, actually, I've got this massive pile going on. Here's the background for the live D&D videos. We've been shooting, if you haven't watched any of these, live videos where we have 3 people playing Dungeons & Dragons, and one of them is an audience surrogate, played by Eli, who's currently sending me all your questions. And Eli takes your suggestions from the audience and plays all of your suggestions, and only your suggestions. For instance, naming his character Johnny Foreskin, the mighty collector of foreskins. Let's see what else we got. What was your favorite animation? Asks Jen Lopez. If I had to pick, and I wasn't picking Rusty because it's everyone's favorite, so it feels kind of like a cop-out, I would say Otaku Trucker. And Jake over here, why don't you come on over, Jake? Jake and I wrote Otaku Trucker, by which I mean I did some of the writing, and then Jake did pretty much all of it because he knows all of the anime references that I didn't.
I feel like it was more of a collaborative effort that the entire office got together while eating bad fusion food called Asia Dog.
You know what? Asia Dog, pretty good actually.
What if teriyaki sauce but hot dogs?
And then we couldn't remember the name of what. We couldn't remember the name of Asia Dog, and I think Justin or somebody said, "Oh, it was something like Trucker Dog, Otaku Trucker," and it basically came
just an
into
entire week of all of us being like, 10-4, good buddy. We got a death note on my 6. Breaker, getting up on my nakamas. Got to get my chi energy levels up in order to get my spirit bomb going.
So we basically took the opening scene from Big Trouble in Little China, and then we just like replaced everything that he said with anime references, and then it became a very funny video that I like quite a bit. And the voice of it actually is Logan Cunningham, who is the main character, or not
the narrator.
The narrator, I should say, the main voice that you hear in Bastion, which is an awesome game if you haven't played it, and also the voice of the sword in
Transistor.
Supergiant's
Yep.
other game, Transistor, and also he'll be doing a voice in what's the name of the new one?
Oh, Magic Basketball? That's Pyre.
Pyre, yes, which I think is coming out in the new year sometime. Anyway, Let me see if we have any more questions.
You also animated Otaku Trucker.
Oh, I
yourself.
also animated Otaku Trucker. I'm sorry. Yeah, so
you're a little biased.
It is. I am biased. I'm incredibly biased about the stuff that I work on here, which I think is fair. I put enough hours into making that man smoke a Pocky stick that I don't feel bad about saying that I like it. But yeah, it was done with illustrations that J Hall Comics, Justin Hall, did like the character designs for it, and then I took his materials and like actually animated it into a full video. Which animation took the most work? Asks Anime Bro 7.
He still has 6 more anime bros to defeat before he becomes number 1.
This is an easy answer. It's probably Otaku Trucker 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one was like 3 or 4 times as long and had a lot more characters.
For the pixel animations, we work with Lowbrow Studios.
Yeah.
And they do most of the pixel work. And we have no idea how difficult they... Whether it takes them a long time or whether they complain after we send them the scripts is how we know it's going to be a tough one.
Nick Biglin wants to know who's your main in Smash.
Oh no, don't! I'm a dwarf man. Straight Ganondorf. I'm just wizard punching, waiting for someone to just fall into the zone of death.
Have you heard about this guy Mario? He's a small man with red and blue. He's my favorite man.
Stan Lee Shigeru Miyamoto?
Is that
yeah. The ultimate adorable old man nerd icon?
Oh my god, I want to see this guy's hug. Is Nathan Willie's father? Asked Branko. Yeah, yes, he is. Mm-hmm. How do you have such a magnificent beard? Asked Ethan White. I pull out half of it each day while like stress working at my computer, and the rest somehow grows back. Shampoo and conditioner. What is your favorite skit on Dorkly? If I really had to pick, I'm biased again because I'm choosing only from stuff I've made. Early on into working here, I made there are 2. I'm having trouble picking. One called Flappy Game the Movie, which is a parody of Indie Game the Movie, but about people making Flappy Bird clones. Look that one up. It's fun. And then my other favorite one, just because like the creators of this actually endorsed it, was Gun Home, which is a parody DLC for Gone Home.
Famous indie darling.
Famous indie darling about walking around an empty house to
learn about your family.
And I took that and I filled it with like Duke Nukem weapons and explosions and turned it into a big dumb action game.
You have to go to dorkly.com to watch that one because we would get copyright struck so hard for all the bad nu metal music we included.
There was no way I could have made the video without including Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
We begged you. But we begged you that we didn't have the clearance for that song.
If you're going to look at me and tell me that video would have been better without
I can't.
You're lying. I think that we should have you show off everyone's favorite character from Today in Nerd History. Everyone universally likes this character.
Mixed to middling reception.
It's Jared.
Yeah, oh boy. Let's see, wait. So the thing is, I'm usually ducked behind a screen with like the camera, with me and Tony facing the camera, but I can't tell where the camera is because obviously I'm ducked behind a screen, so there's like a little second screen.
Yeah, do you want to kneel where you would kneel?
Yeah, wait.
And we'll show you what it looks like. Here, I'll move the camera out of the way.
Nobody wants to see just a chubby man sitting on bags.
Well, no, you're not going to be sitting on a bag. You're going to be out of view, and it's just going to be you and me and Jared, baby, doing this. So I'm moving our real camera out of the way. This is a Canon C300, which is what we typically shoot on. It's very nice. Right now we're just using my cell phone to shoot. Because the mobile live is very easy to do that way. So if we were actually shooting, the green screen would be like exposed and you'd actually be able to see it. And I probably wouldn't be drinking a seltzer. I would be hydrated already. Yeah. And then there would be a white barrier right about here. All the pretty lights would be on us. Yeah, all these good lights that we got. And then I'd be like, oh, hey, the 5 craziest things about everyone's favorite anime, Yakitate, is that Japan, the bread, is actually based on a real bread. And, I mean, I'm probably saying something better than that. Maybe not. And then Jared would say something like,
How come all the Japanese cartoon characters are skinny as fuck when all they do is eat junk food and bread? I swear I ate one piece of focaccia last week. I gained 80 pounds.
Jared, that's probably because they're moving so fast, they're expending a lot of energy.
I'm getting to you live at 60 frames per second. I'm not losing. This is awful. See, this is why we write the jokes first.
Yeah, well, sometimes we write the jokes. Sometimes we think that we've written jokes, and we're just shouting at the camera. I'm gonna see if anyone else has any questions.
The point is, I was supposed to add to the whimsical Pee-wee's Playhouse vibe you had already set up.
Oh yeah, we have a Vive setup. The Vive. The
Don't
VR
bust
setup.
out a VR helmet.
Yeah, I mean, you can see part of it right there. Very exciting. That's the little lighthouse thing that traces your setup. Oh, and it's in that pile.
Yeah.
We take very good care of our equipment. I'm in the middle of reorganizing this entire area, so pardon me if I kind of leave things in piles while I'm shuffling stuff around.
Can I reveal some little-known Jared secrets?
Yeah, let's get some Jared secrets.
Number one, if you look at Jared's mouth, the teeth are just door stoppers that Tony glued in there individually. And number two, his eyebrows are just glued to his glasses, and without them, he just looks like a friendly Muppet Man. I should be teaching you the alphabet.
Very sad. Yannick Tummers wants to know, is the cake a lie? Yes, the cake's a lie.
Good 2008 reference.
Liam Mason wants to know, who's your Overwatch main? I prefer big guns, and, okay, I refuse to call Bastion Bastion. I just call him the Robot and the Bird because I love the Robot and the Bird. Because after that heartwarming Pixar short about the Robot and the Bird, how could you not love the Robot and the Bird? You probably have a different answer than me, though.
Oh, I just picked it up like a month ago, so I'm still at that, beginner stage where you're just doing support characters because it's the only way you're even remotely useful. Mm-hmm. So I've just been maining Ryan a lot. Just standing on the point with my shield up, being like, I'm helping, but in German.
So we got a few more questions here, and then after these questions, we're going to go see our brand new puppet. We have somebody asking, Game Intel asks, who does the voice acting for Rusty? That's part of the reason why there hasn't been a new Rusty episode in a while. Rusty is voiced by our friend Owen, who used to work here, but now he writes for The Daily Show. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a very popular television program. And
he was hired when Jon Stewart was on, so he's legit.
Yeah, he's been there for a while, and so Owen still loves Rusty and wants to do more Rusty. It's just a little more difficult to coordinate. So Owen and Caldwell, who you know from Drawfee, they're working on new scripts. They're making it happen. But it just means that we had to find times where we can record with Owen and whatnot. In fact, I'll show you the recording booth where we record all of our audio in just a couple seconds also. We have another question. What did you do before Dorkly? I actually got hired here as an illustrator first. I did a webcomic. Maybe you've seen it if you really liked webcomics, 4 or 5 years ago, called AmazingSuperpowers.com. You could go there now or later or whenever. I did that with a friend of mine, Wes, and we still update it very infrequently because we're working on other side projects together. But I was drawing that comic for a long time, and I met Caldwell through that, and he was head illustrator at College Humor at the time. And so he called me up and was like, hey, he was using a different phone, not this actual phone. He was going like, hey, Tony, you do illustrations and video. Do you want to work for the site Dorkly? And I was like, I've never heard of Dorkly. And he's like, it's the one that does the pixel animations. And I was like, yes, I've heard of Dorkly. And then, I've been here 3 years, but I've only been doing the video stuff for 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. I started off doing just illustration on Dorkly.com, all sorts of comics and stuff. So if you look me up on Dorkly.com, you'll see everything that I drew. We got, can you do an annoying characters in movies for today in nerd history? for one, Jared, the stepbrother puppet, and that's the whole list. Broken Ice wants to know, how hype are you? 7, probably.
Depends if you've had your coffee yet.
Yeah, I've had 2 cups of coffee today. Oh, okay. So some people are just joining us, and they're asking what the set behind me is. This is the Today in Nerd History set from our list videos that I do.
Look, there's sex computer.
I
Get in
won't.
there.
Oh yeah, there's the sex computer that Caldwell also does the voice for. Here's Vigo from Ghostbusters 2. And in there, you can see Sean, who built the set, who's working on our new puppet. Sean is the sea captain, and he's been in a couple episodes of Today in Nerd History, and Sean's actually here now working on a new puppet, so maybe we should go visit Sean. He's just in here, in the workshop.
Hey.
Hey everybody.
Hey, Tony.
This is
Hey,
Sean's. Sean's worked with Dorkly and College Humor for a long time, and we make him do all sorts of very strange things. I've asked him to build me multiple strange little sets, and if you have any questions about the Today in Nerd History set, you can ask those now. And also, we're going to reveal to you a new puppet. Should we do that now?
Well, let's.
Yeah.
We are still in the process of making him. Things didn't go out. We had to go to Plan B. These are the remains of
Plan A.
A, and as you can see, here's close to what the puppet will look like eventually.
This was a collaborative design project between several key illustrators and writers on the Dorkly staff.
This is like, much like Otaku Trucker, this is another dumb idea that we had that somebody just said, like, but what if we actually did it? So, Shauna, would you unveil to us
Sure.
The new hit character, Professor Cleavage?
terrifying.
Not safe for work, probably. Oh man, this is so awful looking. So, where's his glasses? He can't see without his glasses.
No.
So Professor Cleavage will be coming to you very shortly for.
Good. Get some modesty flaps on
Yeah.
there.
So Professor Cleavage is a character who is designed to show you all of the glaring flaws in the physics of the boobles in video games, and talk about bad physics in video games. And for some reason, we decided to make him like this. If you'll notice, he doesn't have feet anymore.
Oh, yes.
Because these are his feet.
Those were his feet.
Or they were his feet.
We were originally going to use these 3-inch foam balls, but we ran out of fabric. We had to start doing some intricate puppet plastic surgery because all we had to work with was the fabric that it came with. So we tried cutting a piece off and stretching around this, but fortunately they're so big that we did not have enough fabric.
Yeah.
Tony, are you proud of yourself?
No, 100% not. Which is funny because people are asking what projects are you currently working on that you're most proud of and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm very excited about making this dumb video, but I look at this thing and currently feel this unique form of happy shame. It's I know it's working because I feel bad when I look at it. And hopefully that will be communicated in the video. We're speaking with an actual physicist who is going to help to make the video actually very smart. So don't worry, it's still smart content. Somebody's saying apparently you look like a famous Brazilian YouTuber. I think they probably mean Professor Cleavage. If you guys have any questions about the set or things that Sean has built or behind Trendy right now, we have, this is our isolation booth where we record all of the voices. Look at this. Here, I'm going to turn on the light. And now you can hear me talking, and now I was actually just moving my mouth. I wasn't actually shouting anything when I closed the door because it's not completely soundproof, but it's good enough. So we got a couple more questions that Jake and I can answer. Chris the Rottweiler wants to know, how are you today? Just fine, Chris. Just fine. Pretty good. How about you? How are you today, Jake?
Oh, I'm feeling great.
Jake's great. Somebody asked, what is your fave webcomic? Man, okay, well, there's a lot of answers to that. My political answers would be that I like, for lack of a better comic, which is drawn by Jacob Andrews, who works here, or also J Hall Comics, who also works here.
Don't forget
or
Noob the Loser.
Noob the Loser, who also works here. We have some of the webcomic greats in our Hall of Illustrators. But I don't know, man. I really love Nedroid's comics. Those are super good. I mean, Perry Bible Fellowship probably got me like into comics, and he's still updating occasionally. There are too many good ones to really keep track of, but those are the ones that popped at the top of my head. Somebody asks, what's it like working at Dorkly? What is it like working at Dorkly?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of challenges. We all bust our humps trying to get all this stuff out there, but we know how lucky we are to be doing it. So it's pretty fun. I mean, today I was playing Mario and screaming in the middle of an Apple store. Tomorrow I'll probably be screaming as a puppet. And then I have to go back and like write a dumb article about why Viggo Mortensen isn't in movies as much as you'd think.
Why is that? Why isn't Viggo Mortensen in movies as much as he used to be?
He's super old and doesn't need to. And Hidalgo lost a bunch of money.
I confuse Hidalgo with Delgo because I think that Delgo is the movie The Water Horse, but Hidalgo is the movie that's about a horse. So all of those are just the same movie to me.
If you didn't see it, it's all the same movie.
That's perfectly fine. So I think we have time for just a couple more questions. What's our clock look like, Trendy?
We're on 26 minutes.
26 minutes. Cool. Yeah, we'll wrap it up in just a couple quick more questions. Who made the famous Mickey Dick Fingers comic?
Oh,
that was Caldwell. It is a wonderful comic.
Also, Mickey Dick Fingers, the most notorious gangster of the 1930s.
For the name of a ska band. Thoughts on the Nintendo Switch? I got really excited when I looked at the trailer, and then I thought, you know what? I'm never going to actually remove this from the base station to play it beneath an overpass near a basketball hoop, but I like knowing that I could. But I also bought a Wii U, so I'll probably just play that, because the only thing I know I'd get a Switch for right now is Breath of the Wild, and that's coming out for both anyway. But I hope that it's very good. I very much like Nintendo products, because they have a consistent warmth to them that I don't necessarily think makes it to a lot of other consoles. Why did anyone let Julia near Pokemon? Asks Hobbs TV. That's an excellent question.
Oh, it's because it was goddamn hilarious.
Yeah, that's probably the only answer that we need.
If you're watching this, also subscribe to the Drawfee channel. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed to Dorkly, which I don't even understand how that's possible, just open up Drawfee in one tab, open up the Dorkly thing in another, and just hit the little notification bell on both of them, because you're not gonna be not entertained.
James Blaisdell has a very interesting question. He wants to know, does Dorkly ever pay for lunch or snacks? And the answer is no, not really, I guess.
Yeah.
We buy our own lunch like big kids. But there are some snacks in the building.
I do walk over to the Google offices in New York and just like fill a giant-sized trench coat with salmon and like various quinoas.
Yeah.
But that's on me. That's my prerogative.
That is true. The Google building is very close by and is stocked with so much food. We do have snacks here, though. That's pretty good.
Sun Chips isn't lunch.
Sun Chips is...
Snacks here.
Where do you get the sprites for animations, or do you draw them yourselves? Lowbrow gets all the sprites from the actual sprite sheets from the games. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking at, Sonic, it's the actual Sonic sprite from Sonic 3, I think. And how they source those, I'm pretty sure that you could just get them by going to any, sprite hub type site.
Spriters resources.
Spriters, yeah.
They do some original sprite work too, and
Yeah.
it's
We did a Borderlands animation a little while ago, and Borderlands is obviously not a Super Nintendo game, so they had to draw all of their own sprites for that, which is really cool. From time to time, we have them like make original characters for us, like Kevin, the villain assistant. He's an original sprite. So yeah, we make our own occasionally, but most of them are taken straight from the games, which is really cool. Somebody asks, who's better, Mario or Sonic? Mario, let's be real. I don't feel like I need to spend that much time on it. I'm sorry. Most anticipated release of 2017.
my soul from this earth.
Yeah! I don't know. I feel like we just got so much right at the end of 2016 that like I feel such like decompression sickness. I have gaming the bends right now. I've come up to the surface too quickly. I'm just like neck deep in Final Fantasy 15, and we'll just like be playing that for the next 6 months because I play games very, very slowly. So ask me again in 6 months. And I think we have time for like one more comic. Will you ever shave? Oh my God, every day I want to, but you people make me keep this raccoon nest on my face. X videos are Pornhub. We go to jerkinsquirtle dot tubface dot goatsy. Don't go there, please. How does one apply for Dorkly? That's actually a good question to end on. We do take freelance pitches. If you have any ideas for any comics or for illustrations or articles that would go on our site, a lot of that which we end up like funneling into the type of video stuff that we do, you should send them to the email address articles
at dorkly.com.
at dorkly.com.
Or galleries at dorkly.com if you have like more found like
Point the camera at him.
Oh.
Articles at dorkly.com or galleries.
galleries at dorkly.com is where we take freelancers, and a lot of and most of the people that we bring on board started as freelancers, and it's it all feeds into a system.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for asking questions and coming with me on this tour and seeing. Can we try on the professor?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Gross.
So we're gonna end the video the most terrible way possible.
This is the worst. God, this Guillermo del.
Oh,
It's the
oh, they
worst.
point up.
It's the
They
worst.
point up.
It's the
Oh no.
worst.
Thank you for watching this video and